Welcome to the Implementing the Best Method to Deploy Mac Clients lesson. The lesson objectives are shown in the slide. This is the Identifying Mac Prerequisites topic. Mac operating system's system requirements are shown on the slide. OS X version 10.9 through Mac OS 10.12 are supported on SEP14 Mac clients. The memory and disk recommendations follow the minimum system requirements for Mac OS X. For more information on OS X compatibility with endpoint protection for Mac, see the link listed. This is the Deploying Mac Clients topic. You can choose from the following deployment methods. The manual installation requires the administrator to export the package and a user to execute the package interactively. The package transport can be performed with removable storage or over the network. With web link and email, the administrator generates the package and then sends the installation package link to the client through email. The user must access the link and download and install the package. The SEPM remote push requires SSH to be enabled on the client. SEPM manages the transfer and execution of the package. This is the manual installation subtopic. To export the SEP client for Mac, navigate in the SEPM console to Admin, Install Packages, Client Install Package. Select the latest version of the SEP for Mac client. Right-click and select Export Package. The screen shown in the slide is displayed. You can choose to save the package on the SEPM or on a network share. Next, select Export a Managed or Unmanaged Client and select the group to which the clients belong. If you are upgrading, you can select Maintain All Logs, Policies, and Client-Server Communication Settings. After you complete your settings, click OK to export the client. The Mac client installation packages automatically export in a zip archive file format. Copy the package in zip format from a network share or the SEPM. To correctly preserve the file permissions, expand the archive file with a native archive program, such as the Mac Archive utility. The installer application notifies the user that in order to complete the installation, the Mac client will have to restart. Before continuing the installation, the user must ensure that all documents are saved and that no important tasks will be interrupted. Click Continue when there is no risk of losing unsaved work. Click Agree and Install to proceed with the installation. The Mac OS requires an administrator account to proceed with the software installation. If you are an administrator, type your credentials. If you are not, ask an administrator to proceed with the installation. To check if your account has administration rights, look on the System Preferences below Users and Groups. Your account must have the option Allow users to administer this computer enabled. The user or administrator must reboot to complete the installation. Click Close and Restart to finish the installation. This is the web link and email subtopic. Log on to the SEPM console and launch the Client Deployment Wizard by navigating to Clients, Tasks, Install a Client. Select New Package Deployment and click Next. Select Package Configuration Options to meet deployment requirements. After closing the warning dialog, choose Web Link and Email. An email template will be created so that you can send an email notification with download instructions. Add users to the recipients list, including your own or a technician's email account at a minimum, and modify the email subject and body if necessary, and click Next. At this stage, the package is not generated. Wait a few minutes to allow the SEPM to generate the package. After the wizard completes, you can observe the package share folder to monitor the package generation in Program Files x86, Symantec Endpoint Protection Manager, INET-PUB, Email Install Packages. After receiving the email, users can click the link shown on the slide to install Symantec Endpoint Protection on their computers. If a direct link doesn't work, or if users want to select a browser other than the default, Safari is recommended for ease of use, as will be explained in the next slide. They can copy the full URL from the second part of the email and paste it into the browsers to initiate the download and extraction of the SEP for Mac client. When the default browser is Safari, the zip package is automatically decompressed. If you use Chrome, Firefox, or any other browser, the user must manually decompress the package. Once the download is completed, launch the installer application. The setup runs interactively. The user is prompted for an administrator password, and the installation proceeds like the previously covered manual installation. This is the remote push subtopic. To use the remote push option on Mac clients, SSH or remote login must be enabled. To enable SSH on a Mac, open System Preferences, Sharing, and enable Remote Login. SEPM uses SSH to deploy SEP on Mac clients. To prevent man-in-the-middle attacks, you can retrieve the known host file on a Mac that lists the IP name and public key for the Macs in your network. Locate the file on a Mac in your network. Copy the file so that it is available on the SEPM when using the Client Deployment Wizard. The screenshot in the lower left of the slide shows an example of the content in the known host file. This file must not be edited manually. To push the client installation package to Mac clients using the Client Deployment Wizard's Browse Network tab, you must install the Bonjour for Windows service on the SEPM. You can download the file from the Apple website at the link shown. Log on to the SEPM console and launch the Client Deployment Wizard by navigating to Clients, Tasks, Install a Client. Select New Package Deployment and click Next. Select Package Configuration options to meet deployment requirements. By default, the Client Deployment Wizard is configured to use Save Package. Click Yes if a warning is displayed. If you deploy SEP for Mac 12.1.4 or newer, an automatic restart is enforced. If you collected the known host file, leave the checkbox enabled and browse to retrieve the file. Otherwise, clear the checkbox and continue with the wizard. If you install Bonjour on the system running the SEPM console, you can browse for Mac clients in the Browse Network tab. Otherwise, use the Network Search tab to look up Mac clients by IP range. Click the double arrows to add the clients to be deployed. Enter an administrative account for the Macs. If the Macs are in Active Directory, a domain administrator can also work. If the Macs are standalone, ensure that you have a common login for each system to simplify the deployment. Similar to the Windows client, the Client Deployment Wizard prepares the package, copies it to the endpoint, and executes the setup. The successful deployment status just means that the package is copied across and the setup is launched. After that, the setup can still fail. Research the installation logs in the console utility on Mac OS X to give you a reason why the installation failed. This slide summarizes the lesson. For more information about the topics discussed in this lesson, refer to the resources listed on the slide, and remember to frequently check the Symantec Support website.